ever in the history of Florence Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. Biggest crowd ever in the history of Florence Speedway here tonight.
Unbelievable. Thanks to each and every one of you for coming out tonight and watching at home. We appreciate it.
These drivers are going to buzz the track a little bit as they watered it. They went out, reworked it, so they're going to give them a few laps to get a little bit of the slime off of it. As they do that, let's go ahead and give you tonight's starting lineup for the 42nd running of the Sunoco North-South 100.
On the victory fuel pole tonight, it'll be the big Permies in the 18D. For James Ratliff out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. He hails out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's Dalton Wilson alongside a driver trying to become the first back-to-back winner of this race since 2012 and 2013 when Don O'Neill did it. Trying to win his third. He's out of Oakwood, Illinois. That'll be Bobby Pierce in 32.
Second row back on the inside, trying to pull off a major upset and get one for the hometown crowd. He hails from just across the river in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, racing Jason Jameson on his outside. Out of Winfield, Tennessee, the Winfield Warrior looking for his first North-South win. It's Mike Barler.
In row number 3 on the inside, he won here in 2021, the 76 car out of Evans, Georgia. That is Brandon Overton. And Tyler Erb looking for a career best win, the best performance number 1. He's out of New Waverly, Texas.
The defending series champion Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana, starting inside row 4. And on his outside, looking for his biggest win with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the former modified standout in the Ty Touring 9. It's Nick Hoffman.
Ricky Thorne Jr., the current points leader out of Martinsville, Indiana, looking for his first win here at Florence in the North-South 100. Devin Moran, his dad Donnie won it twice. He's looking for his first win here. He starts 10th out of Dresden, Ohio.
Row number 6, the defending O'Reilly Rookie of the Year winner. It's Max Blair out of Centerville, Pennsylvania. Behind him out of Benton, Kentucky in the Coleman Farms 96, it's Tanner English.
In row 7, Ethan Dotson, his first start in the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. He is out of Bakersfield, California. And Zach Dome, always solid here at Florence. Can he get that first big win of his career? He'll start 14th out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia.
Corey Hedgecock, also good here at the Florence Speedway. He hails out of Loudoun, Tennessee, starting 15th. And on his outside, 3-time North-South 100 champ out of Newport, Tennessee, the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens.
Tim McCready starts 17th. He's a 2-time winner this race in the Rocket 1 out of Watertown, New York. And Michael Chilton, the home state driver, Salvisa, Kentucky. Can he come from 18th to get the biggest win of his career?
Jonathan Davenport's a 2-time North-South 100 champ. He'll roll from the 19th starting position. And on his outside, making this race for the second time in his career, Clover, South Carolina's Ross Bales.
Well, local favorite Josh Rice. He's won the Ralph Latham Memorial twice. He's never won the North-South 100. He's out of Verona, Kentucky. And Garrett Alberson from 22nd tonight. He has a win earlier this year in June. He's out of Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Drake Troutman currently leads the O'Reilly Rookie of the Year standings for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And on his outside, a 4-time winner this season in late model racing is Georgetown, Delaware's Ross Robinson.
In the next row will be Clay Harris, second in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase out of Jupiter, Florida. And Carson Ferguson, the Paler Motorsports 93, Lincoln in North Carolina, fires from the 26th starting spot.
In your final 3 starters then, Boom Briggs and Brendan Smith in row 14. They get Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series emergency provisionals as well. And Jordan Weaver, the Florence Speedway high point driver, he broke a motor earlier this evening, so instead of being in his normal 29, he's going to be behind the wheel of the Calvin Carlton number 11.
29 cars starting this race. And you know, you and I and Ben, we love the history of this race especially. And we went through a stretch here, 7 out of 10 years with a driver leading at lap 90 did not win the race. So that you see what happens here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those races that for many, many years just always it seems to come down to kind of last late race dramatics. Of course, last year it was about 10 laps to go that Bobby Pierce got back out in front of Ricky Thornton Jr. and grabbed the win. Well, Ben Shelton, if you've got your ears on, and we can see him still buzzing the racetrack a little bit, getting some of the slime off. You've looked over these drivers going kind of half throttle. You've been reporting from the infield all weekend long. Who is your pick to be standing in Lucas Oil victory lane at the end of tonight's 100 lap?
I mean, I don't even know if Vegas would let you bet against Bobby Pierce. Outside front row, he's had a fast car all weekend. This racetrack's going to be aggressive, especially for the first 40 to 50 laps. I think Bobby Pierce joins Jimmy Owens and Jack Boggs as 3-time winners of this season.
All right, Ben's going to go with Bobby Pierce. James Essex, you love a good underdog. When you bet on underdogs when you go to Vegas. Who is your money on here tonight?
You'd love to see Jason Jameson get it done. The Ratliff cars start first and third, but it's going to be Mike Marlar in the Red Horn. Winfield, Tennessee gets the first win here at Florence for $75,000, doesn't it, Jared? What you got, brother?
There you have it. Well, you know what? I'm going to go with a guy that has been low-key good this year. I think he has been very good this weekend. He's a former winner of this race, and he starts inside row number 3. I think for the second time in his career, it's going to be the driver of the Wells & Sons Motorsports, number 76. I think Brandon Overton is going to find victory lane here at the end of 100 laps tonight.
So how about this? 3 of the first six starters, their car owners live in the bluegrass state of Kentucky. Dalton Wilson, Jason Jameson with James Ratliff, Brandon Overton with David and Eric Wells of Hazard, Kentucky. How about that?
And, of course, we talked about the 157 of Mike Marlar earlier on tonight as well. He lives in Tennessee, but his roots in Kentucky run deep. He's a former regular with us on the Battle of the Bluegrass Tour back in the day. And his car owner, Greg Bruni, he lives in Iowa, not anywhere near Kentucky or Tennessee, but Mike, it would be certainly have a hometown feel if he could put that car in victory lane this evening.
So Greg Bruni from Iowa. Mike Marlar's won 3 times in Knoxville, Iowa. How about that? So you've got the Brandon Ford pace truck out on the racetrack. And this is fun. We've had 6 great heat races, 2 B mains, a capacity crowd. It's going to take them a day to get out of here.
A record crowd.
A record crowd.
The biggest in Florence Speedway history, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We like to call this one of the prettiest sights in all of racing. This is a salute to you, the greatest fans in the entire world. Ladies and gentlemen, as they come around, get on your feet, give them a wave and give them a cheer. It's the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and they're coming at you 4 wide. How about it? Back straightaway. Don't be outdone. Don't be outdone, back straightaway. There they go. Look at it. You could not shoehorn another person into this facility. I'll take things you love to see for 1,000, Alex.
Oh, man. Well, of course, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series rules, it'll be Delaware double file restarts as long as the track stays raceable till 10 or less laps to go. A caution or red flag, any lap cars restart on the back. What else do we need to talk about? Let's just go green.
I mean, I don't know what else there is to say after the racing that we've had here all weekend long, really. I mean, we're going to talk a lot about tonight. I think tonight's going to be talked about for many years to come. I had someone tell me that on social media they thought that the 6 heat races they saw tonight were quite possibly the 6 best heat races they've collectively seen in one night of racing ever in their life. And that, man, that says a lot. Let's just hope the feature lives up to the hype as well. Is James Ratliff Racing, based out of Campbellsville, Kentucky, starting first and third. Bobby Pierce, a 2-time and defending winner of this race, starting on the outside front row. Mike Marlar trying to get a win on the 157 for the first time in this race. The pace trucks have made their way to the infield, ladies and gentlemen. 100 laps is the distance. $75,000 goes to the winner, and we are going green in the 42nd Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100.
The new Trinac Solutions start zone. We'll see Bobby Pierce fire at turn number 2. Will take the lead. Looking to make it 3 wins in his career. A long way to go, of course, from the outseas. Last year, he started 14th. He starts second tonight. He leads lap 1, but won a Hornet's Nest behind him.
Absolute gaggle of cars back there behind him as there's the 18B of Dalton Wilson, Mike Marlar in the 157, the 12, and the 76 going side by side. There's the battle for second down the back straightaway. They come at the end of lap number 2. Jason Jameson, I was calling him James Jameson. Jason Jameson is going to take that 4th spot or that 3rd spot away, the 4th spot away from Overton. There's the battle for second.
Well, you're talking about 2 drivers, and Jameson and Rice from the back here. Can they keep the deck on those cars? Bobby Pierce smooth into 1, 3 in the books. Wilson, Marlar, Jameson, Overton, Tyler Erb, O'Neill Hoffman, and the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out on the racetrack.
Our first caution flag of this evening's main event, as we have got debris on the very top side of turn number 4. And so that will slow the field for the first time. 3 laps in the books here in the 42nd Sunoco North-South 100. Track crews picking up a piece of debris up at the top of turn number 4. It's the 42nd annual Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 here at Florence Speedway. And out front in this one, Bobby Pierce has led the first 3 laps. He had already stretched out, James, to a 1.6 second advantage over that battle for second between Dalton Wilson and Mike Marlar.
It's not going to take him long to get into traffic here if this stays green for a lengthy period of time. So Bobby Pierce, your leader, Dalton Wilson second. Then Mike Marlar, Jason Jamison, Brandon Overton, your top 5.
6th spot right now is Tyler Erb. Ricky Thornton Jr. is 7th. Unofficially, Hudson O'Neill is 8th. Nick Hoffman is 9th. And Devin Moran rounds out the top 10.
You see the hot pit in the infield. Might be active here.
I see an entire village in the infield is what I see.
That is true.
I see all of Union, Kentucky in the infield is what I see.
We need to give each one of them a sample of the Heartbeat hot sauce, right?
Well, yes, Al. Where's Al Borbuhakis from Heartbeat Hot Sauce when we need him? Look at this. Look at this shot of all the people in the infield. Of course, the fans, they're behind. There's concrete barriers there on each side of the banners, and the crews are down there on what we would like to kind of call the pit lane, so to speak. And that's where they can go down and get work done. The drivers go down and get work done on their race cars.
I can't even see Ben down there. There's so many people.
Which is surprising considering how tall he is as well, but no.
Okay.
I don't see the ladder. Hey, Ben, I don't see the ladder tonight that someone had last night.
No, the ladder's been confiscated. It will be auctioned off. Hey, guys, right now, this racetrack really, really fast. The key's going to be for those guys back in the pack not to lose the lap as we come back to the green.
Yeah, and the key's going to be for Bobby Pierce as well to try to maintain a steady pace when he does get to the back of the field as well and not let those drivers close in on him. 3 laps scored, 97 laps to go, and we're back to green flag racing in the Nutrien Ag Solutions restart zone.
Pierce will lead him into 1. Wilson on the bottom. Mike Marlar on the outside. Man, an aggressive move by Mikey out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Marlar will go to second. He knows about winning big races. 3-time Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals win. But you know this is one he wants. Down the main straightaway. Bobby Pierce leads Marlar and Wilson into 1.
You know, it's got to be tough out there as a driver trying to set a pace early on but not burn your stuff up as well. We did get word from Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Director Rick Schwally. Every driver out there on the exact same tire rotator, the tire setup. On the race cars as Hoffman made contact with Ricky Thornton Jr. and they're both drivers going to lose a few positions as they slid up the racetrack and allowed Hedgecock and the 111 of Blair to get by. Everybody out there with 3s all the way around except the right rear. They've all got 4s on the right rear for this 100 lap.
You wonder about how aggressive it's going to be, as you mentioned, as Pierce right now, the tail end of the field is already into turn 3. He's coming out at 2 down the back straightaway. What about tear-offs? How we've seen that. Will they have to make a helmet change? I think so far so good as Bobby Pierce heads down the main straightaway with a 1 second advantage over Mikey Marlar. And in a few more laps, probably 3 or 4 laps, they're going to pick up the tail end of the field, which right now is Jordan Weaver and Carlton's number 11.
And, you know, one thing that I've noticed early on here, James, as well, is this racetrack normally takes a little while to kind of widen out. We're not seeing that. It's already wide. As you see Mike Marlar and Dalton Wilson going side by side in a battle for the 2nd spot. Big Perm is caught back up to the Winfield Warrior, and this happens nearly 2 seconds behind your race leader, Bobby Pierce. But you're seeing guys kind of fan out in the corners. That's not something you typically see early on. How long will that high side last on this racetrack? Will it last all the way to the end? And is that where the winner will come from, or will someone be able to sneak around the bottom of this half-mile oval?
And Jordan Weaver calls it a race. He was the track provisional. He was the highest in the points heading into this weekend. Takes the 11 to the pits. And again, a record 3,500 to start here tonight. So we still have 28 of the 29 starters out there. We're still side by side for second out of turn 2, Dustin, with Mike Marlar, who's got a car length advantage over Wilson into 3 as Pierce continues to hold a steady pace. Overton solid right now in fourth.
And you know, Pierce does hold a steady pace, but they've actually closed in on him here a little bit these last few laps. Pierce's lead was up to 2 seconds at one point. It's actually shrunk. It's 1.294, the advantage now for the defending race champion out of Oakwood, Illinois. So there's a look at Mike Marlar. Marlar's running a slightly different line down in turns 3 and 4. A quick check this time by Marlar's able to take another 2/10 off of Bobby Pierce's lead. 12 laps down, 88 laps to go.
You remember when Eddie Carrier Jr. won this race? Loudest crowd I've ever heard. If Marlar can pull off the win tonight, that would be something else. That would be right up there with it. Last time around it was 1 second. It's still 1 second. Marlar, by the way, the fastest car on the track that last time around, Dustin.
Yeah, Mike Marlar looking really, really good in the red horn. There's a look back there at the battle for position number 5. Tyler Erb, Corey Hedgecock, and Jason Jameson going at it. Remember, Jason Jameson started up in the 3rd position, fell back early on, now trying to work his way back up. Corey Hedgecock, meanwhile, running really well in that 23 car also. Corey Hedgecock started back in 15th, James. He's worked his way up to position number 5 the last time by.
Oh, and he battles in there with Tyler Erb, and he mind they're side by side coming out of turn 4. Those two guys there, neither one of them's going to back out of it, are they? Hedgecock or Erb? Bobby Pierce down in traffic. He's picked up the tail end of the field. We still have 20 to the 29 starters. Carson Ferguson, the final car on the lead lap in 93.
Yeah, Bobby Pierce, that lead is now less than 1 second as that air getting a little bit spoiled in lap traffic, and that's allowed Mike Marlar to close back in the back of the field side by side in front of your race leader. You mentioned Carson Ferguson and Boone Briggs. Mike Marlar going to take another couple tenths off your race leader, Bobby Pierce, 17 in the books.
Now we got a shot here at the lead down the back straightaway. Marlar's cut it to 2 car lengths into turn 3. It was 7/10 on the timing and scoring. Wilson in 3rd. 4th is Overton. 5th is Tyler Erb. Again, Corey Hedgecock running in 6th. As they go into turn 1, Marlar is there. As they go through traffic, splitting Boone Briggs and Carson Ferguson. He'll slide up the track, lose the momentum. Long way to go, though. 17 in the books here. 83 laps remaining.
Again, it's got to be hard knowing that you got to push, and go, but in the same sense, knowing that you don't want to burn your stuff up and try to be patient with the lap traffic as well. Nearly identical lap times that last time by. Dalton Wilson right there as well. That's your top 3 fanned out on your screen. The 2 red cars running 1 and 2. The red 32 of Pierce, the red 157 of Mike Marlar, that black 18D of Dalton Wilson, currently rounding out the Big River Steel podium, 1/5 of the way through the North-South 100, 20 in the books, 80 laps to go.
And plenty of racing room here tonight. 3 grooves definitely as they go to turn 3. Pierce, Marlar, Wilson off at turn 4 as we score lap 21. Down the main straightaway, Pierce under the 17 double S of Brendan Smith. Marlar takes a peek on the inside. Out at turn number 2 now. Wilson has got to negotiate about 4 cars now. There's no lap cars between 1st and 2nd coming off at turn 4.
Mike Marlar maybe fishing around a little bit even to see which line is best to his liking. Maybe Bobby Pierce doing a little bit of that as well, as you've seen Marlar run the bottom side the last couple laps in 1 and 2, and right there you saw him roll the middle as Clay Harris, one of your O'Reilly Audit Works Rookie of the Year candidates, going to go 1 lap down. Now Marlar going to try to tiptoe around the upper groove of this racetrack and reel back in your race leader, Bobby Pierce.
Yeah, good battle into turn number 1. Wilson still 3rd as he has to negotiate lap cars in turn 2. It's still Overton, Erb, Hedgecock, Jameson, O'Neill, Hoffman, Moran, your top 10. As we have gone caution-free so far in the first 24 laps.
It's a good race. And again, you wonder if these 2 drivers aren't biding their time a little bit. Mike Marlar in the 157 and Bobby Pierce in the 32. Dalton Wilson was right there with them. Dalton Wilson's really fallen back here these last few laps, as he's now about 2.5 seconds back of this battle up front for the lead. 25 laps scored this time by James, 75 laps to go. Bobby Pierce has led every single lap of this race.
Mike Marlar now clear traffic ahead of your leader, but it'll close up pretty quick here. And Tyler Erb coming up through the field in that 1 car, but Hedgecock has gotten around him. Corey Hedgecock up to 5th. Battle there. They've gone at it, seemed the last several laps. And Corey Hedgecock, he started back in 15th, as you mentioned, up 10 spots as he has cleared Tyler Erb.
Yeah, he is the early Todd Steel Building's hard charger of the race. He's passed more cars than anyone. And that's been a pretty spirited battle back there between 2 hard-nosed drivers, with Tyler Erb and that Best Performance Motorsports number 1 and the 23 of Corey Hedgecock. That race car Corey Hedgecock has, James, that is 1 BMF.
It is. And you
It's
see
the
in front
chassis.
of
The
him.
chassis's running into
And Corey Hedgecock's losing turn
no, the commentator's curse.
2. And Corey Hedgecock up 10 spots. And I don't know what happened, but the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out. And also into the pits is that Nick Hoffman in 9. And Corey Hedgecock. Again, everybody was running a right rear 4. All 4 tires are up. Ben Shelton. Man, Hedgecock from 15th to 5th. Hoffman has got a right rear flat in 9.
Yeah, and he's it's coming over the overheating in the 23 car. He shut it down. I'm going to guess that temperature got way up, and he's got the power down. And again, it is spewing its Old Faithful coming out the right side overflow. Meanwhile, Nick Hoffman's down here in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, and they go to work on the right rear of that race car as a heartbreaker here tonight. And also, Boom Briggs makes his way down. As business picking up in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, Corey Hedgecock sitting in the race car. And, man, tough break right there. They're going to try to get him pushed ahead, and then we'll get a word on Corey, what he thinks might have gone sideways, but definitely overheating.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. 27 laps in the books here at Florence Speedway. It's the 42nd running of the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. Caution flag flies with 27 laps scored here at Florence Speedway. A tough break for the early Todd Steel Building's hard charger as Corey Hedgecock had come from 15th to 5th. And that car overheating, and he has made his way to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Corey, you had a rocket ship tonight. 15th into the top 5. What happened?
I don't know, something electrical. Dash lights were flickering and it was missing beating and banging, so we were good.
Tough break, heartbreaker, but I tell you what, he showed his hand here tonight. He shows he's a contender, and it's just been that kind of year for Corey Hedgecock as the crew crawling under that race car right now, taking a look at the 23.
Remember, he led laps here last year, and he had a good hot rod, and he had a shot here tonight for a career best victory. But second caution of the race, Bobby Pierce has led all 27 laps so far, DJ. But Mike Marlar had cut that to 0.6 of a second on that last completed lap.
Yeah, and that caution's actually a break for Dalton Wilson as well. He had kind of fallen back a little bit. You wonder if maybe it was intentional that he fell back or if he was just trying to conserve his stuff a little more. But he was some 3.5 seconds behind that lead duo of Pierce and Marlar.
Keep an eye on here in the back. Garrett Alberson started, 22nd? He was the final car in before the provisionals. He's up to 15th right now. In fact, he'll move up to 14th. With Hedgecock, who was 5th. So it's Pierce, Marlar, Wilson, Overton, Tyler Erb, your top 5. Then Jamison, O'Neill, Moran, Hoffman, Thornton, your top 10 on the Delaware double file restart here. 27 in. We still got, 73 laps remaining here at Florence, Dustin.
They're going to fire in the Nutrien Ag Solutions restart zone on this Delaware double file restart. Bobby Pierce leads from the green, and Dalton Wilson gets a good start on the inside.
Coming off of turn number 2, that Big Hill power plant under that hood of that Longhorn, down the back straightaway. Marlar, Wilson, down the back straightaway. Here comes Overton. Is it up top? Is it Jason Jamison? Here comes Jason Jamison. He clears Tyler Urban to turn 1. Jamison back into the top 5 at 12.
Jamison didn't get 2. I think he got 3 or 4 for the price of 1 there on that race start as he's got that James Ratliff Racing number 12 rolling him on the high side, trying to reel in the battle for the 3rd spot. There's a good look at the Lawrenceburg, Indiana driver, Jason Jamison in the number 12. Made this race 7 times, but his best finish is only a 13th back in 2014, the 2010 Florence Speedway track champ. And there's his teammate, the 18D of Dalton Wilson. He comes under protest from the 76 of Brandon Overton.
Here comes 12. Jamison, what a run in that second race. He clears to the outside. Jason Jamison out of turn 2. All eyes on the 12. Down the back straightaway. Which way does he go? He wanted to go low. He goes high. Here he comes. Can he keep that deck clean into 12? He is close right now on Wilson and Overton. He makes it over to the inside into turn 1, Dustin.
He's going to try to throw the slider on the 76. He clears him. Brandon Overton does a nice job on the crossover down the back straightaway. And you saw right there, that allowed Dalton Wilson to pull ahead by just a car length or 2. And now, Devin Moran enters the chat in the Roger Sellers number 99. Good race, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all right there on your screen. Hudson O'Neill right there as well.
I'm telling you, Pierce has been out in front every lap so far as we work lap 33. Marlar, Wilson, Overton, Jamison, your top 5. And right now, Overton trying to go to the outside of Dalton Wilson. Jamison, if he can keep it out of the wall, as Moran will get down, they go side by side down the back straightaway. Devin Moran and Jason Jamison. That is the battle for 5th and 6th.
And a great race right there is you got the 71, the SSI Motorsports entry of Hudson O'Neal right there as well. And I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead and double it up for you at home. There's your race leader on the left side of your screen, Bobby Pierce. Pierce with about a 1.4 second lead over Mike Marlar. Marlar, though, slowly trying to close in on him. And behind, or just to the right of your screen, is the battle for positions 5, 6, and 7. Devin Moran now up to 5th. That's 6 side by side. The blue 71 is Hudson O'Neal. The black 12 is Jason Jamison.
By the way, Garrett Albertson, keep an eye on him. He's up 10 spots, 22nd to 12th right now. 2 caution flags have dotted this race. The last fastest car the last time around was Marlar. He'd cut 0.2 of a second off the lead as they will start to pick up the tail end of the field again as they exit turn 4. Pierce into turn number 4 with Marlar behind him.
Mike Marlar once again. Every time Pierce kind of closes in on lap traffic, Mike Marlar closes back in on Bobby Pierce. Last time by 0.9 of a second. Marlar, the fastest car on the racetrack. Brandon Overton now solidly in 3rd, and he's trying to close in on that lead duo. He's 1.8 seconds back. There's the gap between 1st and 2nd. Again, Marlar closed that gap back in. 38 laps scored in the north-south, 162 laps to go. And this one's getting sporty again at the front of the field, James.
Yeah, it's down to 0.5 of a second right now, or 0.8 of a second, as they're going to battle heavy traffic. Cars running 2-3 wide in front of your leader. Down the main straightaway, Pierce now will have to contend with Brendan Smith and Carson Ferguson. He'll try to split him in turn 2. He does just that. And down the back straightaway, he'll open up a little bit of distance. Mike Marlar still 2nd. Brandon Overton has climbed to 3rd. In 76th, and Wilson and Moran, your top 5.
A nice move by Pierce there to shake himself free and give himself just a little bit of breathing room between he and your 2nd place car of Mike Marlar. Do want to let you know that Garrett Alberson, now the leading candidate for the Todd Steel Buildings hard charger of the race. Alberson started back in 22nd. He has moved up 10 spots, and he currently runs in 12th.
2 caution flags so far as your leader into turn 1. Now Mike Marlar, he's gotten around Ferguson. He'll also clear Brendan Smith down the back straightaway. Now Pierce will have Jimmy Owens in front of him as they go to turn number 3. Wow, here comes Marlar. Mike Marlar through the middle. Dustin, we got a battle for the lead off of turn number 4, and Marlar is going to take the lead.
Yes.
Pierce got hung up there in turn 4, and Mike Marlar's taking the lead on lap 42.
Yes, he had him at the scoring loop, James. 42 laps in the books. Pierce battling back to the outside. Here we go. Business picking up at the Kings Florence Speedway. And Mike Marlar has him again at the line. Carson Ferguson, meanwhile, out of the race in the 93, but we got a Jim Dandy up in the front of the field here at Florence.
With Jimmy Owens, the final car in the lead lap, Marlar's going to throw it in. He'll let him clear him off at turn 4. Mike Marlar out in front at Florence. 7 shy of the halfway mark. Overton 3rd, Wilson 4th, Moran 5th.
Bobby Pierce Pierce not letting him get away, though. Bobby Pierce definitely not letting him get away. Mike Marlar's been really good here this weekend, and I'll tell you what, it has been a pretty long road to hoe for Mike Marlar over the course of the last month or two. Man, they have had every issue you could possibly have. They've been caught up in accidents not of their own doing, and simply put, they have just had lousy, rotten luck. On the right side of your screen right now, James, the battle for 4th. Dalton Wilson has it. He's in that black 18D. The white 99 is Devin Moran. The blue 71 is Hudson O'Neal.
As you mentioned, all went on the right rear of the 4, the hardest compound allowed down the back straightaway. It's about 3 car lengths. It's 0.5 of a second. The scoring monitor off at turn 4. Mike Marlar, Bobby Pierce. We saw the battle last year at the end of the race with Pierce and Thornton. Now Pierce trying to go every inch of this racetrack down the back straightaways. They will clear Boone Briggs 3 shy of the halfway mark into turn 3, Dustin.
Yeah, Pierce took it to the top side that last lap, man. Is a nice move by Marlar there to work around the 6 of Clay Harris. He's momentarily got a pair of lap cars between he and Mike and Bobby Pierce. Pierce, though, able to split them down in turns 1 and 2. Boone going to try and drive back down to the inside. And again, Boone Briggs and Clay Harris, they are battling for position there on the racetrack as well. But Pierce already trying to get that high side mojo going. 1 lap shy of the halfway point here in the Sunoco North-South 100.
And it's about 2-3 car lengths the advantage into turn 3 at 0.6 of a second as they come out of turn 4, halfway in the 42nd annual Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 presented by Lucas Oil. And it's Mike Marlar, Bobby Pierce, fishtailing it out of turn number 2 as they head down the back straightaway. Remember, as what I told you for that long stretch of racing, is Jason Jamison slows on the front straightaway in 12, and that will bring out a Dave Warren Power Sports caution. Jason Jamison, who started 3rd, was in the top 5 for a long time, brings out a caution as he heads to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Jason Jamison was racing in the 11th position. He brings out the Dave Warren Power Sports caution at the halfway point. 50 laps in the books, 50 laps remaining. Jimmy Owens has also made his way to the infield as well, as we have got looks like a flat tire maybe on Jamison's number 12, and work being done to the 20 of Jimmy Owens. Ben?
Yeah, Jason Jamison, right rear tire, not all the way flat, but it is headed that direction. He'll get a new Hoosier tire on the right rear, that Ratliff Racing number 12. Meanwhile, Jimmy Owens, all 4 tires up on that number 20 Kohler Motorsports entry, but it looks like they may put a new right rear on there, going to work on the back of the race car, possibly tuning up front as well.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. We appreciate that. Update on a few different drivers for you. Garrett Alberson right now, still the Todd Steele Building's hard charger of the race, as he is currently in position number 12. He's moved up 10 spots. He'll gain another position with Jamison going to the infield. And Jonathan Davenport, who had been the other dominant driver here this weekend, James Davenport, won a prelim on Thursday. He won a prelim on Friday. He wasn't able to race his way in and out of the heat. He currently runs in 19th.
And guys, also the Ty Torek Racing number 9 of Nick Hoffman. His crew motioned him in, all 4 tires up. They're going to take advantage. They'll go to work on that number 9 race car. Just not able to make up much ground, as Brendan Smith will make his way down here as well, though. Rally Auto Parts Rookie of the Year contender. New left rear tire going on Nick Hoffman's number 9.
So Ben and DJ, out of the race so far, Jordan Weaver will finish 29th, Michael Chilton 28th, Corey Hitchcock 27th, Carson Ferguson 26th. So we still have 25 starters still running, DJ, as they are in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Well, Pierce led the first 41 laps. Marlar's led the final 8 right now at the halfway mark, 50 down, 50 to go.
The field getting lined back up. As you said, caution lights have been turned off, and the green flag is not going to wave this time by. It'll wave next time by. I just happened to catch the Brandon Ford pace truck there in the infield with the yellow lights still flashing. So Nick Hoffman will make his way back out on the track, and these drivers, if they're on the lead lap, they'll fall to the tail end of the lead lap cars. And right now, out of the 25 drivers you said still on the track, 21 of them still on the lead lap at the halfway point.
Keep an eye on the 76 and the 99, though. They've got something here. 50 down, 50 to go. Mike Marlar took the lead at lap 42 from Bobby Pierce. Hoffman back out and rejoin on the tail. Mikey out in turn number 4 at the new Trudac Solutions restart zone. Takes the Skyline Motorsports car into turn number 1.
Oh, no, we got trouble coming off turn number 4 just as we get back underway as a host of cars come together. Tyler Erb, one of the drivers that's around. Clay Harris has to slide through the infield. Josh Rice and one other car as well. So before we can even get a lap in the books, the Dave Warren Power Sports caution flag flies one more time. 50 laps scored, 50 laps remaining here at the King Family's Florence Speedway. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Flow Racing Instant Replay and see exactly what happened to put us under this most recent Dave Warren Power Sports caution flag, as Ross Bales, Tyler Erb, and Josh Rice all come together coming off the 4th corner. And that's a tough break for Turbo because he was running inside the top 10.
Not sure, what did he do? Jump the berm down there?
I couldn't tell if he jumped the berm or if the 87 got into him. It was...
All right.
Really, really tough to tell from our vantage point. Tyler Erb in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, as is the 11 of Josh Rice. Both those drivers being tended to by their crews, man.
And the 87 of Ross Bells is down here as well. We got cars pointed every single direction right now. And right now, it's like Bells, they're just going to pull sheet metal on that race car. Josh Rice checking out the rear end of that race car. Looks like Tyler Erb may get some new tires on the number 1 car. Hey, why not? 50 down, 50 to go. It's a good chance to make some changes.
So you notice when Jamison and Hoffman come back out, they will be, and Jimmy Owens is a lap down, right? But they will go in front of those cars a lap or more down. So I've got on my scoring monitor Robinson, the last car on the lead lap, in 21st, but again, that's unofficial. So
it's unofficial until it becomes official.
That's right. Mike Marlar out in front. Bobby Pierce second. Brandon Overton third. Devin Moran fourth. Dalton Wilson fifth. And it's Hudson O'Neal, Max Blair, Ricky Thorne Jr., Tim McCready, and Garrett Alberson will go because Erb and Jamison. Is Erb out?
No, he was down there. I don't know.
But he was in the wreck, so he's going to go to the tail anyway. Jamison pitted. So Alberson now 22nd to 10th, DJ, on the Delaware double file restart. Again, we will continue that until 10 or less laps to go.
Yeah, they're changing a tire on Turbo's car. I'm not sure if Ben's able to get down there and get a word or not, but you saw him kind of frantically signaling or motioning to his crew on that last camera shot. So I don't know exactly what the issue is on the number 1, but they're trying to get that tire changed, get him back out on the track, Ben, because we're going green this time.
Yeah, new right rear tire back on that race car, mud cover going on. Turbo will join the back of the pack. He's going to have to go, though.
All right, well, the yellow lights are turned off, and we're going to go green flag racing this time by. 50 laps scored, 50 laps remaining, and it's going to be Mike Marlar at the front of the field leading into the green of the new Green Ag Solutions starting zone.
Well, things are falling Alberson's way so far. He's up 2 more spots after that caution. See if he can maintain going to the front more. Here comes McCready down the back straight. But right now, Marlar in front. Into turn 3, Pierce battle for third. Devin Moran on the bottom. Devin Moran started back in 10th and 99. Looking for his second big win in a row in the Lucas Oil Series after winning the Silver Dollar Nationals. And he's climbed to third, Dustin Jarrett.
Devin Moran looking good in that Double Down Motorsports entry on the inside of the racetrack. Brandon Overton still right there as well, side by side behind them for the 5th spot. Hudson O'Neal and Dalton Wilson going at it. A couple other drivers right there, as well as that Max Blair working his way up in the 111. Yes, it is Max Blair trying to work his way into possibly a top 5 as he's coming up on the bottom of the racetrack, and he has it. No, he's in 6th. So Dalton Wilson falls back to 7th. Max Blair has worked his way up into the 6th position.
Garrett Alberson 22nd to 9th right now. DJs, we keep an eye on it. We could have all kinds of cameras.
Yeah,
what was that?
Well, Devin Moran had second that time by at the stripe as he and Pierce crossed each other over. Yes. It looks like one of the prelims last night. Hudson O'Neal, meanwhile, has taken the 4th spot away momentarily from Brandon Overton. It's getting racy behind your leader here at the Florence Speedway in the Sunoco North-South.
And Pierce throws it in on Moran. Remember, they traded the lead 4 times officially here last night. Down the back straightaway, Moran over to Pierce. They had a great battle at Houston in the Silver Dollar Nationals. A great run in one of the preliminaries last night. But Mike Marlar says, you guys go right ahead at the line. Pierce is still second. Mikey's still in front.
And Mike Marlar looking really good at the front of this field. A 1.1 second advantage over this battle for second you're watching between Pierce and Moran. As James mentioned, it kind of looks like one night ago when these two guys were going at it. Pierce, he's abandoned the top side of the racetrack, at least momentarily, James. Gone down to the bottom. I got a feeling we're going to see that 32 get back up around the top side here with about 20 to go or so. Maybe even a little more than that.
How about the top O'Reilly Auto Parts rookie? Drake Troutman started 23rd. He's 10th in car 7.
Oh, my.
Yep. And his first North-South 100.
Garrett Alberson from 22nd up to 8th as well as several movers and shakers here in this one. Nick Hoffman looks like he's going to call it a night in the tie. Touareg Racing number 9, so a tough break for him. He's had a solid season so far, but his chance of winning the Sunoco North-South 100 comes to an end with 58 laps in the books here at Florence Speedway.
Only one father-son combination have ever won this race. Bob and Bobby Pierce. Donnie Moran won it twice. Don O'Neal's won it a couple of times. Their sons running 3rd and 4th right now. Devin Moran and Hudson O'Neal. Tim McCready in 6th. Blair, Alberson, Wilson, Davenport.
It don't look now. I was just going to say Jonathan Davenport has gone to the high side of the speedway here on the front stretch, and Jonathan Davenport has come from the 19th starting position, and he is rallying on the high side of the speedway now down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he was running 19th and 20th for most of this race. Here's a battle here. Coming off of turn number 4. Down the straightaway, Davenport working the outside into 1. He's up to 9th.
Vintage Jonathan Davenport.
We still got 40 to go, Dustin Jarrett. 40 laps to go, my friend.
I know, we absolutely do. And, as we say that, again, second and third starting to close back in on your race leader, Mike Marlar. We're going to keep it right there. That's the battle for second on the left side of your screen. Jonathan Davenport coming from 19th on the right side of your screen. He's up to 9th.
Battle for second off of turn 4. We may have to quadruple box this thing if we're not careful here, right? 62 scored. Still 38 remaining. Mike Marlar took the lead on lap 42. He's led the last 20 laps. Pierce second, Moran third, fourth is O'Neill, fifth is Overton, sixth is McCready. Now they will start to pick up the tail end of the field, which enters turn 1. So does Mike Marlar in 157.
Yeah, Pierce right there. Devin Moran right there as well. And again, how long before Pierce goes to the top side, or is he just biding his time right now, knowing this green flag run, the 157, is going to close in on lap traffic. Different lines being taken by those guys coming off corner number 4, James. As you saw the 32 keeping on the bottom, Marlar letting that 157 fan out, and you've got to battle back up front again for the lead here at Florence.
Well, 3 of the first 4 runners have never won this race. Pierce the only one. He's the defending race winner as we work lap 64 with Marlar, Pierce, Moran, O'Neill, Overton off of turn 4. It's slowed down a little bit out there, hasn't it? I mean, and Pierce tries on the bottom. Take a look at Marlar as they head down the back straightaways. They will pick up the tail end of the field with Clay Harris, who runs 22nd.
Current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader Ricky Thornton Jr. runs 13th in this race, but all eyes on the battle at the front of the field. Bobby Pierce, there he goes. He's going to try to work around the 157. Devin Moran right there as well. And with 34 laps to go, you got a 3-way dance at the front of the field as Ethan Dodson calls it a night in the 74. Pierce going to throw a slider. Marlar gets over the cushion in 3 and 4.
Pierce back in front. Moran will go to second. Marlar with the crossover in the 1. Is there room down there for Marlar to squeeze? Out at turn number 2, Bobby Pierce, Mike Marlar. Battle for second, side by side. Marlar gets back around Moran as we work lap 68 off of turn 4.
Devin Moran, one of the most consistent drivers in the country over the course of the last 2 months, trying to get his biggest career. He just got his biggest career payday a few weeks ago at Houston Speedway in the Silver Dollar Nationals. That was $53,000. The Sunoco North-South 100 pays $75,000 to win. This time by James, 69 laps in the books.
Pierce, Marlar, Moran into turn 1. They'll try to get around the 17 double S of Brendan Smith. Devin Moran trying to dive in off the corner. Moran will go to the outside on Mike Marlar. And he squeezed right there. Back to the bottom. Pierce still leads. 30 to go at Florence.
Hudson O'Neill's there as well. He's got the SSI Motorsports 71 glued to the bottom of the racetrack. Hudson O'Neill trying to work around the 157 of Mike Marlar. Devin Moran's able to clear him down the back straightaway. Marlar's going to peek a nose up underneath the rear decking of the 99. Those 3 cars glued to the inside of the racetrack, trying to hook that inside berm. The front of the field, Bobby Pierce, a 1.8 second advantage now with 29 laps to go.
His car's a little bit better in 1 and 2 than the rest of them. Moran right there in second, Marlar, O'Neill, and Jason Jameson slows on the front straightaway. And a Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out with 71 complete.
71 laps in the books, 29 laps remaining as Jason Jameson slows to bring out this latest yellow flag. We've also got Josh Rice in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, and James, the current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader, Ricky Thornton Jr. making his way into the pit area, into the infield pits as well.
Yeah, Ricky Thornton Jr., a lot of damage on the right rear quarter panel and the decking of that race car. They're going to pull that sheet metal away. They're also going to put a new right rear Hoosier and left rear Hoosier on the number 20 RT. He'll have to go to the back of the pack. Josh Rice back in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit as well.
Yeah, Thornton had dropped back to 14th on that last completed lap. So 71 complete, 29 to go, Dustin. It's Pierce, Moran, Marlar, O'Neill. Great battle in there for second on back. Then Overton, McCready, Blair, Alberson, Davenport tonight, Troutman 10th.
Oh, there's still 18 cars on the lead lap as well. So the 20 RT, when they make it back out, he's going to restart this race back in the 18th or 19th starting position with just 29 laps in this prestigious race.
And you notice the track, it slowed down a couple of seconds, right? Pierce's best lap was a 16.4 early on, and last lap he ran was an 18.5.
Well, and another thing I'll tell you, you talked about the racetrack slowing down. It's definitely changed a lot, and that was a little bit of Mike Marlar's demise in losing the lead. Before he got over the cushion down in turn 4, you could just tell he could not get that car to turn through the middle and off of exit. He was drifting wide. Pierce was making up a lot of ground there, and it looks like as the race is going on, Bobby Pierce's car's got better, Devin Moran has got better, and Mike Marlar is doing a masterful job of holding on to what is not the kind of handling race car he needs to win here tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Garrett Alberson still the Todd Steele Building's hard charger of the race. He's come from 22nd to 8th. And right beside him, the 49 of Jonathan Davenport. You saw him working the high side of the speedway. Davenport has worked his way up to the 9th spot. And there's Drake Troutman right now. Troutman also has worked his way through the field. He has come from 23rd to round out the top 10. Several movers and shakers in this one, James.
And Alberson will line up on the outside on this Delaware double five. But the last couple, he was on the bottom, so his cars worked good the last couple of nights up top here at Florence. Well, Pierce led the first 41 laps, and then you had Marlar lead, lap 42, until Pierce got back around him here in this running order.
Where's it at in your notes there?
I got to check my notes.
You check that. We're going to go back to Green Flag Racing with 29 laps to go. They fire the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone. Oh, man. Several guys get up on that inside berm. You saw them all hop up on 2 wheels. Mike Marlar being one of them. And that may open up the door for Hudson O'Neal and Brandon Overton. We got trouble down in turns 1 and 2.
And we will have a Dave Warren Power Sports caution.
Tanner English has gone around in the Brett Coltman Farms Racing Special Needs School of Gwinnett, number 96.
So Pierce led lap 1 through 41. Marlar led 42 through 66. Pierce has led since lap 67, Ben.
On Dustin.
I was
you were letting Ben
I was
know
wondering if Ben
well.
was going to chime in. But that restart, if we got I don't know if we've got a shot of that, but that berm down there, wow. That could have been disastrous for a lot of drivers. So we go back to the last completed lap.
Yeah, which was lap 71. Of course, we did not get a lap in there. So still in a holding pattern here with 71 laps scored, 29 laps remaining. And there's a look at that inside berm as you see Garrett Alberson going to come to the attention of Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials. Looked like maybe Garrett was just double checking, making sure that the body panels are straight on that car. And you saw series official Zachary Booker down there giving him the thumbs up. So Alberson will rejoin the field in position number 8. That was pretty interesting on that restart, James. We'll take a look at this Flow Racing instant replay and see exactly what happened here. Not exactly the cause of the caution, but watch the 157, watch just about everybody on the inside. Boom, 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 all jump up on that inside berm on the restart.
So 71 complete. Out of the race, Weaver, Chilton, Hedgecock, Carson Ferguson. And we still have, Boom is out as well, right?
Yes.
Tyler as well. So 71 down, 29 to go, still under caution here.
And a few of those cars there towards the back of the field straightened up. Again, we'll do a Delaware double file restart. And as Garrett Alberson coming in, he is. Garrett Alberson, who was the Todd Steele Building's hard charger of the race, is going to make his way to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. He may have, does he have issues on the right rear of that car? Ben, I see you down there checking it out. What's the issue on that 58?
It definitely seems like it's leaned over on the right rear, maybe some suspension issues. RC Whitwell leaning in to get a word, and they're actually going to pull the left rear off to see what the issues may be there. But several crews down here helping, and they'll see if they can get Garrett Alberson back out there. And you know what? We talk about chassis all the time. Obviously, Alberson and a Longhorn. You got teams, members from Rocket One, other Rocket chassis teams, Longhorn, and they're down there trying to help one of the most well-liked people in the pit area, Garrett Alberson.
See Austin Hargrove from Rocket One down there. I saw Austin Hemmon and Brad Nolte from the Bobby Pierce 32 car. Danny White from Rocket One down there. Crew Chief RC Whitwell down there as well. Several teams trying to help out one of the most likable teams and drivers in the pit area, Garrett Albertson in the 58. That's a tough break for him, James. We had just mentioned he'd come from 22nd up to 8th.
Well, they're going to bring a right rear out, put a new right rear, but they went to work on the left rear of the race car. Now as trying to figure out exactly what's wrong with this race car. Several teams down here looking. R.C. Whitwell, the crew chief, originally went around to the right rear. Looks like the left rear, they've got it back on the race car. The car's off the jack, and Garrett Albertson will rejoin the back of the pack. So perhaps just some tire issues on the 58 car.
I wonder if he maybe felt some sort of vibration or something in there as well. So Albertson, man, that's a tough break for him as this field's lined up, and they're going to go back to green, and he will rejoin the field at the back. And he'll maybe have to hope for another caution flag and see if he can work his way back up through. 71 scored, 29 remaining. Bobby Pierce leads him back to the Newton Ag Solutions restart zone.
Moran second, Marlar Overton. Marlar cuts across his nose. Now O'Neill will go back to the top as they come out of turn number 2. McCready trying to get the Valvoline number 1 wound up. Max Blair on the bottom in the 111. Here comes Troutman in 7. Bobby Pierce. 3 different lead changes in this race. Pierce leads him in the 1. Moran is about 7/10 of a second behind already as they come out of turn 2.
Yeah, Mike Marlar still there in third. A gaggle of cars on your screen. It's Hudson O'Neill in the 71. Brandon Overton in the 76. Tim McCready. Vintage Tim McCready up on the top side of the speedway with vintage Jonathan Davenport as well, trying to get rolling around the cushion on this King Family's Florence Speedway.
The 2 wily veterans out here against these young guns as Josh Rice slows on the main straightaway, and it looks like his Sunoco North-South 100 may come to an end as it does as he makes the left-hand turn to the pit area.
Battle on your screen for the 5th position, rather, as Brandon Overton has 5th. Tim McCready on the high side, Jonathan Davenport on the high side trying to take it away.
Down the back straightaway, they get that run into turn number 3. Troutman digging on the bottom brake. Where did he start? 23rd. He's up to 8th. Davenport started in the 19th. He's into 7th spot, and McCready right there in the back here. Look at this.
Yeah,
you got.
And McCready started 17th.
Yep, McCready to the outside. Here comes Davenport to follow him around.
Troutman's up 15 positions in this race. He's the current Todd Steel Buildings hard charger of the race in the 7. And your current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader, Ricky Thornton Jr., slowing on the front straightaway. James, trouble with the Bobby and Jessica Kohler Motorsports number 20 RT, and that will bring out a Dave Warren Power Sports caution with 24 laps to go. Not sure what the issue is on the 20 RT of Ricky Thornton Jr. He picked up a prelim win, and wholesale drivers making their way to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Clay Harris, Jimmy Owens, Garrett Albertson, and current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader Ricky Thornton Jr. are going to come to the attention of his crew down in the infield.
All 4 tires up for Ricky Thornton Jr., but they already, Jordan Kohler, teammate down here, already had another tire ready to go on that race car. And you got to wonder that a lot of body damage on the right rear around the quarter panel. Not sure if it's rubbing on a tire or not, but they are going to try to get that right rear off. They changed one on the last pit stop. Another one is going on now, though, and a little bit of a suspension adjustment on the right front as well. So Ricky Thornton Jr., they've got the mallet down here. That's a felony assault on the right rear of that spoiler, trying to get it bent back up from damage earlier in this race.
Well, coming to a race of attrition, we started at 29. Looks like 17 cars will still be left in this race. As you see, 3-time winner Jimmy Owens down here in car number 20.
Yeah, two Kohler Motorsports cars in the hot pit.
So Pierce, Moran, Marlar, O'Neill, Overton, top 5. Then McCready, Davenport, Troutman, Blair, Bales. Ross is up to 10th. So we'll see what Moran's going to pick on this restart, DJ, with 24 to go.
Garrett Albertson making his way back out. You mentioned 24 laps remaining in this one. Yes, it's several movers and shakers, and no shortage of drama and storylines throughout the entire weekend here. Bobby Pierce trying to hang on for 24 more laps, Ben.
Guys are getting it sorted out down here. Josh Rice, what knocked you out of the party here tonight?
I started losing water pressure, so I just pulled off.
All right, well, taking care of the engine, lost water pressure, and just kind of been one of those weekends for Josh Rice. But I tell you what, as always, he's put on a show. He's got a lot of fans here, and it's always great to see him. As guys, we're coming back to the green.
Indeed, we are. Jimmy Owen's going to rejoin the field at the tail. So will Clay Harris and Ricky Thornton Jr. But we're going green flag racing off corner number 4 is Pierce Moran Marlar with 24 to go.
In this points racing, Thornton 17th right now in the running order. So Moran and Davenport can really gain on him as we head to Batesville, Arkansas next weekend. Pierce out of turn 2. Now Moran, we saw this last night. Those two went at it in one of those preliminary races. Traded the lead 4 times. Right now, Bobby Pierce leads into turn number 1.
And a good battle right there on your screen for the third spot between Mike Marlar and the 157, the 71 of Hudson O'Neal, and Tim McCready in the Rocket 1. He thought about threading the needle, and that gap closed up. He'll go back to the high side. I'm telling you, if you can hit it right, the high side is there. Here comes McCready again, but he's boxed in with nowhere to go.
XR 1.2 in turn 2. Down the back straightaway. He'll have a run. What's he going to go? He cannot decide where to go. He tried to split him there. He'll go right through the middle of him off of turn 4. Here comes McCready. They're 3 wide off of turn 4.
McCready bounced off the wall coming off corner number 4. Somehow gathered it back up and somehow was ahead of McCready at the scoring loop that time by Marlar in the 157. McCready in the 1. McCready's got 4th. He may not be done yet. He's going to try to put the Rocket 1 on the podium right here. He washes up in front of O'Neal, who grabs the wall. 3 wide off corner 4. Hudson O'Neal back up to 3rd.
I tell you, McCready, he wants that 3rd north-south win. He wants that first win for Rocket 1. The driver that won the title in Rocket 1 runs right in front of him. Bobby Pierce still leads. Devin Moran 2nd. You're not missing anything between those top 2. But 3rd on back, oh my goodness.
Hudson O'Neal has never finished better than 7th. Or excuse me, he never finished better than 3rd in this race, James. He's made it 7 times. Remember, he led so many laps a year ago. Right now he finds himself at 3rd. And look at Drake Troutman. Troutman continues to work his way through the field up from the 23rd starting spot as the 19-year-old.
I could have swore it was either Dale McDowell or Earl Pearson Jr. Drake Troutman has turned into, right?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. He's going to get another spot.
Troutman on the bottom.
Troutman 23rd
to 5th
off of turn 4.
If you don't like Drake Troutman, get out of here. Trout gang, baby. President of the Troutman gang.
Troutman's the man. Down the back straightaway right now. They come off of turn 4. Bobby Pierce down the straightaway. 84 in the books. Moran a solid 2nd. 3rd place right now is O'Neal, then McCready, then Troutman.
Man, I tell you what, Pierce is really, really good at the front of this field right now. He continues to pull away, James. 16 laps to go, and he's up to a 2.2 second lead. Meanwhile, look at Max Blair. Blair going to go down to the inside. That's the battle for 7th on the right side of your screen as you got about 3, 4, 5 cars going at it back there. Mike Marlar has fallen back too. That spot in trouble for the 96 of Tanner English on the front straightaway. Will he make it to the infield? He will not. And that will bring out a Dave Warren Power Sports caution with 85 laps scored. 15 laps to go here in the 42nd running of the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. Well, we've had a chance to catch our breath, and we hope you have too. 15 laps left here in the Sunoco North-South 100. The caution flag flies for that car, the 96 of Tanner English, as he slowed to a stop on the front straightaway, and that erases a 2.5 second lead that Bobby Pierce had built as he was putting on a show at the front of this field.
Hey guys, as Tanner English makes his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, how about your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place runners? Devin Moran, he sits in 2nd, he started 10th. Hudson O'Neal, he started 7th, he sits in 3rd. 4th is Tim McCready, he started 17th, and Drake Troutman, 23rd to 5th. Wholesale positions gained for 2nd through 5th, but they're all trying to figure out how to do something with your front row starter, Bobby Pierce.
Garrett Alberson, you saw him stop down there to the attention of Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series officials. And you saw the 96 of Tanner English kind of slowing, maybe with an arm out the window. What happened between those two? Let's take a look at this replay. Oh, right there. Well, you saw Alberson. Alberson maybe got up in the air. I don't know if we can see that again or not. Alberson was at Ross Bales maybe in front of Alberson that he got into. He got into Ross Bales, and then English was right there as well. Kind of like a chain reaction maybe of things that happened between the 87 of Bales, the 58 of Alberson, and then the 96 of Tanner English. Take a look at it one more time here, James. Let's see, I don't know if Bales caught the wall or what coming off the corner. Right there, yep, Bales caught the wall. Alberson got into Bales, and then that's what caused the 90. He got into the 96 of Tanner English. There's a chain reaction.
Chain reaction, as you mentioned. Yep. So it'll be Pierce, Moran, O'Neill, McCready, Troutman, your top 5. Then Blair, Marlar, Overton, Davenport, Wilson, your top 10. Still 15 to go, so 5 more laps. We'll do a Delaware double file restart. I don't know who that's a bigger break for, but Ben Shelton, doesn't Drake Troutman remind you of a Dale McDowell, Earl Pearson Jr. right there on the bottom?
He's calm and collected, guys. Hey, back to the green flag out of 4, 15 laps remaining.
Let's do it. Here we go. Bobby Pierce trying to go back-to-back for his 3rd title. O'Neill, Moran, off at turn 4, the Nutrient Solutions restart zone back underway with 85 complete.
15 laps remaining in the Sunoco North-South 100. Here comes Rocket 1 on the outside. Tim McCready trying to get a run, and here comes Troutman on the bottom. They're 3 wide for 3rd momentarily.
They squeeze in there. And off at turn 4, McCready digging hard. He is still not up to 3rd. O'Neill is 3rd. McCready. And O'Neill will go to the outside. Down the back straightaway. Here comes O'Neill, the crossover on McCready. He goes back to 3rd. O'Neill trying to get back to that top.
That Rocket 1's the car that O'Neill won the Lucas Championship with 1 year ago, and now he's going at it with the new driver, the Rocket 1, Tim McCready. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, Drake Troutman just calm, cool, and collected there on the bottom of the racetrack as they fan out nearly 3 wide again down the back straightaway for that 3rd spot. Hudson O'Neill going to go by McCready. He's going to try to bring Troutman with him. Troutman looking for a podium finish here in the North-South 100. James, 12 laps to go.
Do you know how tough that is? This racetrack has been around a long time. A lot of great drivers have never won this race, have never run well in it. But Drake Troutman, his first time here at Florence at 19 years old, right now trying to go for 3rd and 7. And
almost.
He does. He's got it. Troutman to 3rd.
Drake Troutman. It was Hudson O'Neill that time scoring loop, but Troutman got behind down in 1 and 2.
Yep.
Got to be at the loop to make it official. Coming around this time to 10 laps to go, and they're closing in on 2nd place as well. Hudson O'Neill still in 3rd. Troutman in 4th. They're closing in. That's 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, all right there on your screen. This happened some 2 seconds now behind your race leader, Bobby Pierce.
How about the future of dirt late model racing? The top 4 all under the age of 30. As we come down the front straightaway, Bobby Pierce right now, cruise control. 2.1 seconds your advantage, Dustin.
Meanwhile, Max Blair's worked his way up into the 5th position, so a shout out to the Centerville, Pennsylvania driver, Max Blair, and that Brad Spoach has Centerline Motorsports 111, your race leader, Bobby Pierce, on the left side of your screen, and that 3-way dance for the 2nd spot on the right side of your screen. Yep, Troutman has it officially that time by at the scoring loop from 23rd to 3rd.
Now can he set his sights on Devin Moran, and the Dave Warren Power Sports caution is out on the racetrack.
Garrett Alberson.
92 complete, and Garrett Alberson to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Yep, Garrett Alberson has slowed once again, and so, Ben, it'll be a single file restart with 8 to go.
Yeah, and a left rear flat on Garrett Alberson's car, the 58. And right now, if you're Bobby Pierce or any of these front runners, you got to start getting worried because there's been sheet metal that has come off these race cars tonight. You hope they got it all off the track, but these flats continue to happen like we see on Alberson's car, and that's got to be going through your mind. Right now, Pierce has been fantastic in this one. Devin Moran has his hands full, but what about 23rd to 3rd for Drake Troutman?
He thinks he's running a Friday night at Bedford, Pennsylvania, doesn't he?
I mean, when Drake Troutman won that prelim at Lernerville, it was one of the loudest ovations we've heard anywhere all year long. What if? What if?
2nd place, by the way, is $20,000. $100.
I'll take that. Drake Troutman would too, I think. Right now, though, that position's held by the 99 and Devin Moran, and that Dave Warren Power Sports caution flag will erase a 2.2 second lead that Bobby Pierce had built up. And I mean, again, the 32 right now is the car to beat. And
Absolutely.
I'll be really candid. I don't know that they're going to. I don't know they're going to be able to get around him. But should something happen, you want to be that driver in second place, of course, right? I mean, you want to be there.
Thornton was not having a good night, but he's up to 10th right now, so he's going to salvage a little bit on the points.
Oh, wow. How about that?
But Moran came in 260 behind him, so he'll gain some if it stays the way it is. Davenport is 7th. He was 3rd in the points. Well, what have I said before? It was like 7 out of 11 years the driver leading lap 90 did not win the race here at Florence. Pierce led lap 90. He's led 2 since then. 8 laps to go on a single file restart.
He took the lead with 10 to go 1 year ago. Ricky Thornton Jr. led laps 88 and 89 here last year. Pierce retook the lead from 14th with 10 to go.
Well, everybody's running a right rear 4, the hardest they can run, so...
Like Ben said, we've seen a lot of flats. I mean, I certainly don't want to try to stir drama up for those watching at home, but you never know what's going to happen. Less than 10 to go, and a 100-lap race means it's a single-file restart. 92 laps scored. Bobby Pierce leads him to the green in the Nutrient Ag Solutions restart zone.
He gets a great restart, Dustin, into turn 1. Here comes Max Blair on the bottom. McCready got hung up there coming off the 4. Davenport to the top shelf in 49 as Pierce pulls away again. Troutman gets a great run, and Troutman now a bid for second as O'Neill goes to the top. Max Blair working the bottom out of turn 4 with 7 to go.
Boy, Troutman's got that black 7 car glued right to the very bottom of the racetrack. Max Blair trying to take fourth away from Hudson O'Neill. HUD committed to run on the top side, and it's just not there at the moment for the SSI Motorsports 71. Bobby Pierce already stretched out to a 2.5 advantage, but the race for second is on, this time by with 6 to go. And trouble for Hudson O'Neill on the front straightaway, James. Hudson O'Neill slowing in the 71 car. We'll see it does. It brings out a Dave Warren Power Sports caution with 6 laps to go here at Florence Speedway. So Hudson O'Neill to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit with 6 laps to go. He had been running inside the top 5, and issues on that car will sideline him, and he's making his way over to you, Ben.
Yeah, we're waiting on him, and I believe it's going to be a flat right rear tire on the 71 car as on the restart. Although the tire is up, they've got another right rear waiting to go on, so not sure if he was feeling that tire going down, but right now Anthony Burrows and the crew taking a look at this 71 car to see what maybe went sideways. It looked like the way he slowed the car laid over, it almost looked like he had a flat. So we'll see if that is the issue. If they have something else, we'll get an update as soon as we have it.
All right, for those of you that are watching at home or following along on the My Race Pass app as well, wondering if maybe we didn't lose a transponder on the number 1 of Tim McCready. So Tim McCready's transponder either fell off or maybe stopped working. So if you're looking at the live timing, you'll see the Rocket 1 scored as 13th. That is incorrect, as he currently sits 6th on the grid with 6 laps to go in this one.
So it'll be Bobby Pierce, Devin Moran, Drake Troutman, Max Blair now 4th. And then Brandon Overton 5th. O'Neill was running in 6th. So we'll be on the tail end of the lead lap.
Jonathan Davenport, we mentioned earlier, started 19th. He's now worked his way up to 6th. Ricky Thornton Jr., who's been in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit twice, will be 7th on this restart. Mike Marlar, who led 25 laps in this race, will be in 8th. Then it's Dalton Wilson 9th, and Ross Bales rounding up the top 10. There's your current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader, RTJ.
And guys, Hudson will make his way back out. That tire was just maybe slightly blistered. Didn't look like it had lost air, but he may have been feeling something going sideways with it, trying to get ahead of it. Either way, they got a new right rear tire on the SSI Motorsports number 71.
All right, well again, single file
drama at Florence.
Who could have guessed drama at Florence?
It's been a great weekend. See if Bobby Pierce can go back-to-back for his 3rd win in this race.
Jimmy Owens, Jack Boggs, the only drivers to win this race 3 times. As the yellow lights are turned off and the green flag will wave this time by. Pierce, Moran, Troutman with 6 laps to go. Fire. The new Pernag Solutions restart zone off corner number 4.
Yeah, much better restart for Devin Moran that time. As they come out of turn number 2, Troutman in third. Tim McCready, he's not going to give up on that top, Dustin, down the back straightaway as we enter the 5 to go. Moran now through the middle, Pierce on the bottom. Does Moran have anything left for the 32 car?
You got to go now. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to go now. Dev going to try to roll the middle of this racetrack and see if there's something there. Yeah, I tell you what, Pierce not getting away from him right now like Pierce has the last few times. Does Devin Moran have something in the middle of this racetrack, James? Here we go. Coming around this time to 4 to go.
Moran to the top into turn number 1. We'll have 4 to go next time around. See if he can keep the momentum down the back straightaway. Moran fires. These 2 car leads.
He's there.
1 into turn 3.
He's there.
Moran has got something through the middle. Off of turn 4. Devin Moran, can he make it work? Can Pierce hang on with 3 to go? And he's right there, Dustin, into turn number 1.
The crowd comes to its feet at Florence Speedway. Devin Moran looking for his biggest career win in the Roger Sellers number 99. He closes in on him down the back straightaway. He'll roll the middle again through turns 3 and 4. Does he have enough? This time by 2 laps to go in the Sunoco North-South 100.
Devin to the middle, coming out at turn number 2. He's got to go and go now. Pierce slipping out at 2. Here comes Moran, another charge. We are headed to Barrett's Performance, 1 lap to go. Can Florence come through again? 1 lap to go, Dustin Jarrett.
Is he close enough? 0.3 of a second, the advantage last time by. Moran lost some. Moran will try to roll the top and get 1 last run. He's got a good run down the back straightaway, but I don't know if it's enough. Through turns 3 and 4, Devin Moran's going to go to the top side. Off corner 4 is not going to be enough. Bobby Pierce wins the Sunoco North-South 100 for the 3rd time in his career. Second will go to Devin Moran. Drake Troutman third. 4th, Max Blair, and Brandon Overton will round out the top 5 with Jonathan Davenport 6th, Dalton Wilson 7th, Ricky Thornton Jr. rallies for 8th, Tim McCready falls in 9th, and how about Zach Dome rounding out the top 10 unofficially at the finish of this one. And there's still, of course, 1 bit of business left to take care of as these drivers have to make their way into the UNOH Tech and Scale area here at Florence Speedway.
Thought he had a shot there. Pierce was slipping just a little bit, but he held on, man, and what a year he has had. The last couple of months have been simply unbelievable for the 32 car. You're in pretty good company with Jack Boggs and Jimmy Owens, right? No doubt about it.
Absolutely. I mean, arguably the 2 best drivers in the country, 2 of the best drivers in the country over the course of, about the last month and a half or so.
I'm thinking Drake Troutman, the Todd Steele Buildings hard charger.
You are correct.
Thank you for that. Our most laps led, I believe, will be Bobby Pierce. That's the MD3 most last lap. Fastest lap of the race, Coltman Farms fastest lap of the race, Bobby Pierce, 16.479. The Willwood Brakes lucky 7th place finisher, Dalton Wilson. The Deathridge Opticians lucky 13th would be Ross Bales. And again, the Todd Steele Buildings hard charger is Drake Troutman.
Well, Devin Moran has passed Tech and cleared the scales. He's made his way back to the front straightaway, and that last-ditch effort coming up just a little bit short. Max Blair, a career best finish in this race. He's only made the race 1 other time. It was last year. He finished 9th. He gets 4th this year. He has also made it through.
Don't forget, fans, we still have a non-qualifiers race.
Yeah, don't go. Yeah, there's still one more race left.
You're not going to get out of here till Monday, so you might as well stick around for that, right?
20 laps, is that the non-qualifiers? I don't even know.
It is 20 laps.
Oh, there you go. Dale McDowell and Trip Gerald.
We'll see how many will run it. Yep.
Yeah.
3,000 to win that.
So Drake Troutman and Bobby Pierce over there now in the UNOH Tech and Scale area. A lot of what-ifs in this race. Maybe one of the biggest for Troutman. What if he had started closer than 23rd? What if he had started up closer to the front of the field?
Yeah, for 19 years old, never being here before, just a tough track to figure out.
And a bunch of kids, just a bunch of kids back there crewing on that race car, you know.
Bunch of Brewster Bakers back there. And that'll lengthen out. He came in tonight to 20 points ahead of Clay Harris. Harris comes home in 17th here tonight. So Troutman to stretch that lead out. And again, Moran will cut into the points lead for Ricky Thornton Jr., who came home in 8th here tonight.
They're actually pushing Troutman's car back out to the front straightaway.
And that might put Tim McCready back into that 4 spot, DJ, because he come home in 9th, and O'Neill was 15th after pitting.
We'll see how that Big River Steel chase for the championship presented by ARP looks after this one. They're, again, trying to get Troutman's car pushed back out on the racetrack, and as they do that, It appears to be official for the driver out of Oakwood, Illinois, as he's making his way on the front straightaway. Check for $75,000 being signed. There'll be a winner of this event for the 3rd time in his career. It's going to be the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce.
Bobby Pierce, this will be his 28th win of the year, his 4th Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of the year, and his 21st career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win worth $75,000. Not since Don O'Neill went back-to-back in 12 and 13 has a driver doubled down in this event. And Bobby Pierce does it. He won last year, he wins this year, and he is going to make his way down into Sunoco Victory Lane, a VLAN feature winner here tonight. It's Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 presented by Lucas Oil. And it has been a big past few months. He's had some bad luck, but he's had a lot of good runs as well. And we'll wait on Bobby to climb out. We will talk to your Big River Steel top 3 and likely your Penske top 5 as he gets set to climb out of the race car, picking up the big win here tonight. He was a winner here last night. Came away with a 2nd place finish on Thursday night. And race fans, let him hear it. Your winner here tonight, Bobby Pierce. $75,000. And him in the car are rolling backwards down the front straightaway as the bank account's going to be rolling over with a big payday in there. Sunoco checkered flag in hand. Bobby, you got to the lead early, man, and it looked like that was going to be all she wrote. Were you ever worried when Marlar went around you?
I was very worried there. The track, it kind of was loose on some spots I'm normally really good at, where I can get my launches off the corner, and I knew it wasn't going to be there at the end, and there was 50 laps to go there, and I'm sitting in 2nd. I was like, man, we're only halfway through this race, and I feel like I'm already burning the tires off of it, and it's just the track was abrasive and slick and very, very slick. You know, it was super hard to run the top, and we finally started working on there, and Devin showed his nose, and I really wanted to stay in 2nd because you have control on the restarts of where, you know, what line you want to pick. So I knew I had to stay in front of Devin, and he started – not in the back, but he was kind of back there a little ways, and so he was coming to the front, so I knew it had to be pretty good. And I figured it'd be me and him possibly battling out there at the end once I got the lead and I saw Devin in 2nd. And I was like, man, I just got to stay ahead of him and do what I got to do. It was a tough race, man. It's not fun for me to run the bottom like that towards the end of the race. I'm way more comfortable running the top, so I'm like cramped up right now. Just the amount of focus it takes to run the bottom, in my opinion, is harder than the top. So might not look like that sometimes, but it is. So very tough, very fun race, though, and congrats to Devin and Troutman on 3rd, yeah.
So all the flats start happening. Do you get any concerns? Because you're seeing some of these race cars, they're pretty beat up. Do you start getting worried about any issues on your race car?
Yeah, the main concern was possibly just stuff in the racetrack. I felt like I still had tread and everything, and I wasn't overly abusing them. A couple times early in the race, you know, when I really had to push it, it just wasn't as fast like it normally is. You know, you couldn't hustle that top side like you normally can, and yeah, man, just very tough though to have that mindset. Every caution that comes out, especially towards the end of the race, I felt like there was like 20 to go, then 15, then 8, then 5, then it's like we went green for that first portion of the race. Then it gets to the end, we have the cautions. I hated to see it, so it was very nerve-wracking for me. I had to kind of talk to myself in the car under them cautions, just keep myself calm, because like I said, I'm not comfortable doing that stuff down there. But we got her done, and the car was awesome. Got to thank my crew. They've been working so hard all the time, all year. And Justin, Austin, Brad, my dad, Leek is here. A lot of people here, a lot of family here. Obviously, my mom being from Florence, there's a lot of my family members here. all my sponsors, I can't thank them enough. You know, it doesn't just take winning to get these things done. You know, it takes good sponsorship help, and super appreciative of all them guys. Low Voltage Solutions, Hoker Trucking, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Carnegie Towing, Fast One Speed Shop, Rio Grande Waste Services, Churchill Transportation, thanks for lasagna, Collins Brothers Towing, Toyota of Danville, Performance Bodies, Bilstein Shocks, Vic Hill Engines, Longhorn Chassis, Wildwood Brakes, Profab Headers. Oh, man, my mind's going blank. Bert, Buddha. Everybody helps us out, man. It's awesome, and we keep winning these races. I don't know. You just ride this wave as long as you can, because it's been awesome lately. You know, I don't really even know what to think right now. I'm kind of like, it definitely hasn't sunk in. It's going to take tonight for this to sink in.
Winning this race, you joined, only two other guys have won it 3 times. A guy named Jimmy Owens and the late Jack Boggs. What does that mean to you to join that company?
Man, that's incredible. It's kind of crazy, honestly, when you think back to it. This racetrack, I kind of said it, I think yesterday, Thursday. I said how this track really was hard on me when I first came here. You know, I think I came here at first when I was like 15 years old, and, you know, I came to many North-Souths and Spring 50s and Fall 50s, and never really came to local races, but, you know, those kind of little specials. And it was a thorn in my side for a long time, and my dad said, you know, you'll figure it out someday. And when I finally figured it out one of them years, many years ago, this became one of my favorite racetracks. And I just know the history this place has. I mean, it's got the Dirt Late Model National Hall of Fame right here, and my parents basically met here, I think, and the whole 9 yards, 10 yards there. There's just lots of history for us here with late model racing, and so many of them great names on there, man. We'll be back next year, try to win a 4th.
It's no longer a thorn in his side. It is a jewel in his crown. Bobby Pierce wins tonight's Sunoco North-South 100.
All right, Ben Shelton's going to make his way over and grab a word with your second and third place finishers, the drivers that rounded out the Big River Steel podium, and a guy that made a valiant charge over the course of the last 6 laps is going to join him on the front straightaway. Your second place finisher is Devin Moran.
Devin Moran, a second, and another second tonight. I feel like you had to work really hard for this second. What was your biggest challenge tonight, maybe versus the previous nights?
Just battling up through the field, and you got to get in front of that 32 car before he gets in the lead, and if not, it's hard to stay in front, you know, or it's hard to pass him, you know. That's what we did at them and their champagne. That's what we did at Houston's. We got out front, and then he was chasing us, and I thought I had a shot to get in front of him. We slid each other a couple times, and I just couldn't stay in front of him, you know. So I shouldn't be bummed for running second. Like, it's a really good race and a really good run for us. Just I felt like we had a really good shot at winning there, and just weren't quite good enough. But Bobby and them guys did a great job, but so did my guys, you know. Roger Sellers with Double Down Motorsports, Robbie, Casey, and Connor back at home. All my crew guys bust their tails night in and night out. Chuck, Mason, DK, Brad, Tad, and everybody, you know. So can't thank them, my beautiful wife, and all my great sponsors, you know. Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Lazy Days RV, Bomag, Southeastern Equipment, Pee-wee's Record Service, CarSourceAuto.com, Red Oak Pub, McHugh's. Just I have so many great supporters, and I can't thank everyone for letting me live out my dream. You know, sometimes we get in the moment of racing and we don't realize what we're actually doing. And I live one of the best lives I feel like I could possibly live. So I'm happy as can be, and blessed by God. And I'm just glad to come to Florence. They had to do a great job here with a hell of a crowd.
Race fans, how about Devin Moran, second on the Big River Steel podium? DJ, I'm going to toss it up to you because Drake Troutman is parked in another zip code.
Yeah, and they had to push that car out after he crossed the UNOH Tech and Scale area. He's unofficially the Todd Steel Building's hard charger of the night, starting 23rd and rounding out the Big River Steel podium this evening. It's going to be Drake Troutman, the 19-year-old out of Hindman, Pennsylvania. His victory lane celebrations continue on the front straightaway. And I'm curious if there was an issue on that 7 car, as that's why they had to push it back out on the racetrack, and what his thoughts were in working his way through the field. And he's caught up with our very own Ben Shelton right now.
Drake Troutman, 23rd to 3rd, the Todd Steel Building's hard charger. First question, the car had to be pushed back out here. Did you have any issues late in the race or after it?
No, just the starter went out of it there, so we can fire it back up. But I don't know, man. Definitely a heck of a night. That whole invert deal there kind of hurt us, but you know, I thought maybe get a top 10 at best, but I don't know. The boys never gave up on me, and I don't know. We had a really good Longhorn chassis, J. Dickens race engines, Bilstein shocks. Track was pretty damn good at night, and I don't know. Just got to thank all my sponsors that are on this race car, and my crew, Hunter and Mason. He isn't here with us this weekend, and my buddy Ian, he just left for the Marines. So just everyone who helps us out on this program, and congrats to Bobby and Devin on second, and I don't know, go this week, get back to work, and give her hell at Batesville.
You're passing Hall of Famers, you're passing event champions. This car was marching forward. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but if you've started a little further toward the front than 23rd, do you think you had anything for those top two?
I don't know. Bobby and Devin's been pretty well the class of the field here recently, and I don't know. I'm just happy to be up here at this race.
Race fans, he's happy to be up here. How about it for Drake Troutman? He comes from 23rd to 3rd, rounds out your Big River Steel podium.
He's always even keel, isn't he?
He is a very even kill man. Yeah. Another very even kill man into the Penske top 5 and 4th. From 11th to 4th, Max, it seemed like there late in the race, this race car came to life. Is that how it felt for you as well?
Yeah, it kind of came and went as the race went on there. I at one point with maybe 25 to go or so, I think I fell back to probably 9th or 10th, and I wasn't having a whole lot of fun. But then it came back alive there at the end. When Drake got by me, he just kind of showed me I don't think when I was trying to run the bottom, I wasn't running it low enough. So I kind of started trying to do what he was doing, and I got a whole bunch better. But, man, that was a lot of fun. This place is awesome. I love coming here.
Race fans, Max Blair comes home in position number 4. And rounding out your Penske Shocks top 5, Brandon Overton. Brandon, why do I feel like this is going to be a colorful answer? I've got one question for you. Brandon Overton in 5th. Did you have a 5th place car tonight? That's the question.
Yeah, probably. I couldn't, obviously the preferred line at the end was the bottom. I was better up the racetrack, kind of in the middle where, my line, So I just would sit down and get flat and scoot and slide. And finally, at the end, I think 2 restarts before every restart, I'd lose a couple positions. And right there at the end, I got a break and slipped past McCready and them. I think they bottled up right there. And then I moved up again and was working on Max. But ultimately, I had to get back down and run 5th. Hell, I'll take it. I feel, like I said, there's so many good cars here. It's such a tough race to make and to be in the show. And I love coming here. I love seeing all the fans. It's a cool atmosphere. So, we'll take our 5th and then see them again next year.
Race fans, Brandon Overton rounds out the Penske top 5. DJ and James, the Bobby Pierce train rolls through tonight. It's in Florence.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and roll right into your Lucas Oil race recap and see how he got to Sunoco Race Fuels victory lane here this evening at the end of this 100-lapper. He started up front in this one, James, and you thought that he was going to be there at the end as well, but it didn't quite come that easy. As early on in this one, a couple guys we thought might be contenders got together with Nick Hoffman and Ricky Thornton Jr. And then, of course, you had Devin Moran slowly working his way through the field, and it wasn't long after that Mike Marlar was able to take command in the 157.
Yeah, Pierce led the first 41 laps, and then Marlar, as you see down there with Tyler Erb on that restart, getting the lead back from Marlar right here. Went on, and I tell you, Moran, he was going to make it close there with some cautions there. McCready, man, if he could have just stuck to the top, but he could not get around the cars he needed to, as you see him get around Marlar there. But Pierce edges out Moran at the end.
And Bobby Pierce becomes a 3-time winner of the Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100. And a absolute capacity crowd, the biggest crowd in the history of any event here at Florence Speedway trying to make their way out. And Ben Shelton, what are your final thoughts on an absolutely outstanding weekend here at the 42nd Sunoco North-South 100?
Well, Bobby Pierce obviously dominant in this main event tonight. Lost the lead for a little bit, but he did what good drivers do, and he found a way back to the top spot. Devin Moran, he continues to just be so consistent. It wasn't that long ago he was 5th or worse in the points. He's in 2nd, and he's making up that much ground. He comes home 2nd tonight in the event. And then Drake Troutman, the Riley Auto Parts Rookie of the Year points leader. That young man continues to impress, and perhaps a 2nd series win is just around the corner for him. Either way, we're heading into a lot of big events, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, thanks so much, Ben Shelton, for your work this weekend. James Essex, your final thoughts as another North-South 100 has come to a close.
Bobby Pierce led 75 laps, gets a $75,000 paycheck. That's all she wrote. And the last couple of months, he will remain the #1 dirt late model driver in the nation. And I think Devin Moran's going to be the second.
All right, well, that is a wrap on this 100-lap main event where a $75,000 payday is going to head back to Oakwood, Illinois for the second straight year with the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce. 61 entrants came here this weekend. Only one comes out on top. It's Bobby Pierce for the third time in his career. On behalf of Ben Shelton and James Essex, this is Dustin Jarrett. We're signing off, and we'll see you next time here with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And that's a wrap for those of you here on the grounds on the MAV TV portion. But again, don't go anywhere. Coming up after the victory lane ceremonies, we do have a 20-lap non-qualifiers race. And there's some good ones in this one. Dale McDowell, Dylan McCowan, Devin Gilpin, Spencer Hughes, and others. If you're watching at home, you want to stick around for that also. Don't go anywhere. It's the 42nd annual Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 weekend here at Florence Speedway.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm
Okay, thank you. Welcome back to your MAV TV on Flow Racing, the final event of a fantastic, wonderful weekend here at Florence Speedway. So we just saw Bobby Pierce win his third Sunoco North-South 100, his second in a row, again to join Jack Boggs and Jimmy Owens, the only three-time winners of the race. We've got a non-qualifiers race that'll pay $3,000 to win here. As we've got the cars out on the racetrack, we'll see how many will come out for this. Dale McDowell, I do see him out here. He is on the pole in the 17M. And Trip Gerald in the Valvoline number 4 alongside. So McDowell and Trip Gerald on the front row. And in row 2 will be the number 11 out of North Vernon, Indiana, Tyler Collins, and the 48 out of Bloomington, Indiana, Derek Groomer. Row 3 will be Zach Blackwood. He's out of Columbus, Indiana. Dylan McCowan out of Urbana, Missouri, in car number 8. Your next row will be Trevor Landrum in the car number 18. He's out of Florence, Kentucky. The 1G out of Columbus, Indiana, Devin Gilpin. And you have the 17 out of Richmond, Indiana, Blake Creech. And the 19M out of Meridian, Mississippi, Spencer Hughes. 49 is Billy Green out of Walton, Kentucky. The 38 out of Olympia, Kentucky is Derek Fisher. The 114 out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, Jordan Kohler. The 93 out of Hanover, Pennsylvania, Poncho Lawler. 63 out of Walton, Kentucky, Austin Lay. The 11 of Calvin Carlton.
Did you say Poncho Lawler?
Did I say Corey Lawler?
I mean, I leave you alone up here for 30
Michael
seconds.
of Fevers, and then Donnie Jeske and Dustin Nobby. I believe everybody. Well, I don't see. Is RJ out there? I don't think RJ is out there. So the 20 starters and 19 of them are out there that are eligible to run this race.
Is that no? Really?
Yeah, they're all out. I don't think RJ's out there.
10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Oh my goodness.
I like how you doubted him, DJ, and you were counting them.
I should never doubt James.
I'm going to tell you right now, looking at the grandstands, the amount of people that have left, you're not getting out of this parking lot right now anyway. Stay,
There's still a good
enjoy.
crowd. There's still a good crowd left.
You're not getting out of this parking lot till at least Monday. I mean,
James, what day have you got to be in Batesville?
Friday, yes.
You'll be fine.
Thank you for that.
Ben, when do you and I have to be in Oh, wait.
No, we're off until Lernerville.
You're off until Lernerville.
And then Port Royal.
Right?
Yes. Well, off is relative. We do have other jobs we do.
Yes, that is true. Contrary to popular belief.
We're not James, where he makes 7 figures announcing.
Yes, he does. Whereas you and I work for donuts and other baked goods.
That's right. It caught my ear when I heard Poncho was starting this race, but
well, it's a non-points race. Why not?
What if Poncho is out there in the 93? He might be.
I love everything about
It's non-points, so
he
why
might
not?
Be.
Right?
The points don't matter. It's like, whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter.
Right. Well, we don't have the Brandon Ford pace truck out there. We got the Florence Speedway pace truck out.
The Brandon Ford pace truck sitting back here. It's going to be, my God, at this rate, it'll take that thing 5 days to get down to Brandon, Florida. I mean,
he's just going back to Batavia, Ohio.
If you're still watching at home, it's about time to turn the lights
it's
out.
It's only
and go
20
dancing.
after 11.
It's only 20 after 11, but the MAV TV taping is over. We're gonna be unleashed here. We're gonna have ourselves a little bit of fun, just like these guys are. 20 laps, twist the distance, $3,000 on the line. Green flags out. Mac Daddy and Trip Gerald.
Essex and Jared unleashed.
Essex and Jared late night, baby.
This could be the non-qualifiers race of the year, and these guys are serious because there's good money in this race.
Well, there's 19 of them, 19 of the 20 out there. None of them left. None of them left.
It's like a $15,000 purse. You go, guys.
That did not come from Essex and Jarrett Logistics. I can promise you that.
No, but if Poncho Lawler's in the 93, I'm going to. I know. It might be Shane McDowell in the 17. No, it's Dale. Dale's driving the 17 as he comes off at turn number 4. Again, this is 20 laps.
It's like the mechanics races you have once in a while. You know, you have Chuck Kimball out there in the Roger Sellers 99, R.C. Whitwell in the 58. You have Chris Madden in the 20 RT. I mean, that'd be.
And we're going to have a Dave Warren Power Sports caution here with 2 laps complete.
You know, I believe we got some debris on the racetrack, maybe over in turn number 4. So late night with Essex and Jarrett.
It's been a long weekend, but a fun weekend.
I'm pretty sure the producers, put her headset down in the trailer. She's wrangled us for 3 days.
To no avail at that.
No, to no
I
avail.
think Robbie Johnston's now on the headset.
It was, if he's yelling at you, you know that's Robbie. So right now, I'll tell you what, guys, and you say that it's a $15,000 purse for this.
Right,
and look,
right.
right now McDowell leads the way, and this victory lane is not as bad as the B scrambles. Those were awful.
What if we ran a scramble after this?
Oh, let's not. But you know what? He's the winner that's going to get $3,000. Was it $3,500 to start the main event? Was it $75,000 to win? No, but it is. Well, it's good money.
Remember this. race, it's 500 to start. And if you made the previous 2 races, which 48 of them had, that was 500 to start. So it could be a $1,500 weekend for them.
Yes. I'm just sitting here thinking, what if Josh King didn't put those extra bleachers over in turn 2? I mean, that's what, 1,000 people over there or whatever in turn 2. Maybe not quite that many, but I mean, good Lord, what are you going to do next?
It's 3,000 to win, so like I said, 500 to start. Has been mentioned, $15,000. That turn, man, Tyler Collins,
just
that
PSG,
berm down there.
Just, it's like an enduro. If you're not upside down or on fire, let's just keep rolling.
I like that idea of a mechanics race.
I mean, there'd be some good mechanics out there.
These guys are going to put on a show. They mean business. McDowell leads. Groomer is second.
Hey, Derek Groomer's going to be something in the late models.
He is.
Right? We can agree on that. I mean, again, a very storied modified career. He's dabbled in crate late models a little bit here the last couple of years, but he's really run well here this week.
And it's 15 under for second in this race. You got Trip Gerald, you got Gilpin, you got Dylan McCowan. Yeah, they'd all love to be in the show, no doubt about it, but
you to get Derek Groomer to run with the Northern All-Stars?
Sure.
Good.
Sure.
Good for him.
He's waited, it's been a year to get an open motor. Yeah. Finally got it last week and wound up 4th. He and Jason Jamison had a great battle at the Brownstown.
He's paid his dues. I mean, he's been racing for a long, long time now.
Look at Gilpin, a multi-time UMP modified champion, the all-time winningest modified driver at Brownstown, looking for his 5th title this year. Trip Gerald trying to get some laps.
And again, we've talked about that a little bit as well. Trip Gerald in that blue Ford car. I mean, limited stars, but he's been really good in the few times that he's been out here over the course of the last few years. Gerald with 2 R's in it, by the way.
That's right. Blake Creech out there, the Northern All-Star Rookie of the Year, running in 7th. Billy Green back after a couple of years off, running modified.
Okay,
back in a late model.
All right, we're going to get a camera here, but the Greens. There's 800 of them. How are they all related?
Well, back in the Troy Green and Gary Green, who both ran late models. Yeah. They both won track titles. Troy was 6th. They're brothers.
Okay.
Then you got Brandon Green, right? You got Brandon Green, Billy Green,
Trent Green. You got Red Green. I've watched Red Green on TV. Right, the Red Green show.
Willie Green.
No, it's Willie Kraft.
Well, I like Willie Kraft.
Willie Green. Okay,
yeah, Willie Green, of course. So there you have it. Then you got the Holts, right? You got John Holt, Pete Holt, John Holt Jr.,
Josh Holt. All the Holts.
Dale McDowell is leading this race.
And Dale McDowell, you got Shane McDowell.
Sarah McDowell.
Yeah, Sarah McDowell. Ronnie McDowell.
We do right now to turn number 2 with the lead.
I tell you what, McDowell's lead, all jokes aside, here at the halfway point, 10 down, 10 to go. And McDowell's lead, it was up to almost 2 seconds at one point, and it has actually shrunk just a little bit. Groomer's closed in on
He's right there.
Last few laps. Yeah, Derek Groomer's there.
Carlink's back out at turn number 2 behind the 99 at Donnie Jeske.
Yeah, 17 they got held up just a little bit there. That Jeske car, we mentioned it a couple nights ago, it's a former Best Performance Motorsports car. See what it is this time, 8 to go. And 9/10 for Dale McDowell.
Gilpin 3rd, Trip Gerald 4th, McCowan, Landrum, Creech, Green, Hughes, and Jordan Kohler, your top 10.
Blake Creech is another one as well in that 17 car. You know, I was talking to his dad, Hoghead there, Jeremy Creech, and the ice cream line. Ben and Cheryl and I got ice cream a little earlier tonight, and I told him, I said, just tell Blake congratulations for us. He's done a good job this weekend. He's went out there. He's turned some heads, turned some laps, and he's been really solid here this weekend. And he may not end up having the end that he wants, but even 7th in a non-qualifiers race with some really, really solid talent behind him. That's a good weekend for that young man. He's going to continue to make strides in the dirt late model world also.
Yeah, 19 of the 20 original starters started this race. Like as I mentioned, R.J. Conley was the only car that did not, but right now the lead for McDowell off of turn 4. Groomer 2nd, Gilpin is 3rd. 5 laps to go down the main straightaway. And they'll pick up the tail end of the field here. You know, it's disappointing for Dale McDowell. You know, he's won so many big races, run so well. Just in heat race, beat Maine.
talking about mechanics races, I just got a text from Jordan Grabowski. Josh Houseman got a win last night in a mechanics race, or a couple nights. Yeah, last night at Beatrice Speedway. Have you been to Beatrice?
No.
Oh my gosh, what a show I saw there earlier. Beatrice, Nebraska, you got to get there.
So you've got the Greens here in Kentucky. You've got the Gustons in Iowa, right?
All the Gustons, all the time there.
And they all won in one night, right?
Well, but Richie didn't race, but 3 of them raced in one night. So Janae won a sport mod at Marshalltown. Jimmy won a stock car, a fantastic IMCA stock car race with a last turn, last lap pass at Marshalltown. And on that same night, Ryan was racing, of course, with the Outlaws up at Cedar Lake, and he had a prelim win with a last lap pass. As a matter of fact, I think Janae may have won on the last. It may have actually been 3 last lap passes as well for the Gustons that night.
Well, McDowell, throw the slider. Yep.
Richie, you got to race more. Richie G Money, get out there and race more.
I'll tell you what, Barron's performance that got their money's worth tonight, because we've had some exciting finishes here tonight, but right now, Dale McDowell.
This won't be one of them. Because
well, something happens, right? This will not be one of them.
McDowell's got 2.1 seconds on Derek Groomer.
Gilpin trying to catch him, and that is all she wrote for the North-South 100 weekend. Dale McDowell winning the non-qualifiers race at 17M.
Derek Groomer will finish in second. Third will go to Devin Gilpin. Fourth, Trick Gerald and Dylan McCowan fifth. Then it's going to be Trevor Landrum sixth, Blake Creech seventh, Spencer Hughes eighth, Billy Green ninth, and Jordan Kohler will unofficially round out your top 10 cars.
So McDowell will get 3,000 pending the UNO8 scales, 1,500 for Groomer, 1,000 for Gilpin.
It was 500.
850 for Trip. Yeah, 500 to start that race. So
it's awesome.
Hats off to those guys. Came out, did a good job.
Was there? I got a serious question. Was there a sponsor for that, or was that just a Josh King and family promoted event?
It felt like the Guston family was sponsoring as much as you talked about him during that race. I think that is the track. Yes.
Well, a big kudos goes out to Josh King, Jennifer King, Mona King, and the entire family for doing that. Not something they've got to do, but a $15,000 purse for a non-qualifiers race is certainly deserves a very big handshake, pat on the back, and round of applause as well. And Dale McDowell is going to be the recipient of that $3,000, and he's already passed the UNOH Tech and Scale area, and Ben Shelton, he's making his way on the front straightaway to talk to you.
That's right. He's making his way out. Final race of the weekend. As you're making your way out, please be safe, everybody. We are going to talk to Dale McDowell, and he probably wishes that I was doing anything but interviewing him about winning the non-qualifiers race. But it's $3,000, and it puts a wrap on the 42nd annual Sunoco Race Fuels North-South 100 weekend. As he gets set to climb out of the race, he grinned at me. He looked over as he took his helmet off. As I tell you what, if you don't like the McDowell family again, you don't like anybody. As he will pick up $3,000, the non-qualifier winner here tonight. 7 wins on the year, not including this one. I don't think he's going to add this one to the total. It's $3,000 as Dale McDowell out of the race car, and he picks up $3,000, the Hall of Famer. And Dale, the look you gave at me pretty much said it. You know what? Do you have anything you want to ask me here in Victory Lane? No, jokes aside, man. Hey, 3,000 still 3,000, right?
Oh yeah, this is not the race we wanted to be in, but we wasn't very good in the slick all weekend, so we got a little bit of work to do. But we had a flat there in the last couple laps of the heat race and got us buried, and so come up one shy in the consolation race. But man, it's tough. I mean, it's great racing for the race fans. I stood up there and watched every lap of the race, and so thanks for everybody for putting this race on, and thank you race fans for supporting us. And we appreciate what you guys do, Ben. We appreciate what you guys do. But yeah, it definitely wasn't what we wanted. But we got a little bit of work to do, and so still wasn't where we needed to be right there. I have to look at the lap times and see. But Shane and Landon has worked their tail off on the car, so we'll just go back to work and see if we can get better.
And you got a lot of great sponsors. You're having a great year. I know tonight wasn't it, but who do you want to thank?
Well, Easy Go has been with us for a long, long time, and they're leaving at the end of the year, so we're going to miss those guys, but they've been a great partner. We got Klotz and Cometic, of course, that's been with us for years and years. S&H Systems and M&S Motors, Campbell Installation, CSA Connected Strategy Advisors, our good buddy Jeep, Nange, Van Warmer, Northeastern Fabrication, and BlackRock, Waddell Trucking, BSI Well Service. Everybody, a lot of product sponsors has been with me for years and years. This is my 43rd year, and so I've had a lot of people to help me along the way, not just on the car now, but I appreciate all those people because we wouldn't be here without them, and wouldn't be here without those race fans and for the King family, everybody, putting these events on, and Lucas and just everybody. So I'm taking it all in.
Hold on now. You're not acting like this is it this year, though, right?
No, I think we're still going to do a little bit. We're just kind of uncertain at the end of the year what we're going to be doing. So Shane will put his thinking cap on at the end of the year and see what opportunities come up. And so no, we're not announcing quitting, but may have to cut back a little bit. We'll just have to see what happens and see where everything leads us.
Race fans, Dale McDowell, one of the nicest guys in the pit area. He wins the non-qualifier race. DJ James, that puts a wrap on the weekend, guys.
He always has a spot with you and I up here if he wants it.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
He's amazing.
Anytime.
Absolutely, he does. Absolutely.
Let him pit report.
Well, that is officially a wrap now on the 42nd Sunoco North-South 100 weekend here at Florence Speedway. And man, oh man, James, what a weekend it was.
61 cars, and can't say enough. Thank you to all the fans. Thank you for all the drivers and race teams that came out. Wonderful, fantastic Sunoco race.
Thank you to the King family.
Yes.
To the King family. We've been, by the way, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention all weekend long, we've been reporting from the Ron Jerger Sr. Memorial Press Box as well. We miss him, and glad that Ron Jr. is here to carry things on. For the final time this weekend, again, on behalf of Ben Shelton and James Essex, this is Dustin Jarrett. We're glad you joined us all weekend long. Congratulations to the smooth operator, Bobby Pierce.